怒りに燃える闘志があるなら巨大な敵を撃てよ撃てよ撃てよ正義の怒りをぶつけろガンダム機動戦士ガンダムガンダム
The Zeon had begun their plan to crash a colony into Von Braun City, or at least so the Federation thought. Dispatching Kouraki and the new Dendrobian Orcus, the Federation planned to repel the Zeon and destroy the empty colonies. However, the Zeon's true plan was revealed shortly thereafter. Colony E's started to hit Earth's gravity well, the mass of the planet drawing the colony towards its surface. This trick meant it was difficult to retask the Federal forces towards the colony without getting them sucked into Earth's orbit as well. Shima Garahao, finally revealing her true intentions, took Delaz hostage on his own battleship. She had planned to snuff out the last light of Zeon by doing so, in revenge for the way she was scapegoated by her superiors during the 1-year war. While the Federation puttered and mulled over using their full force against the colony, the Albion continued its desperate battle against the colony itself. Between the deployment of the Solar System 2 laser weapon and Shima's assassination of Delaz, the entire operation was in extreme jeopardy. Gato, enraged at the death of his commander, attempted to crush Shima, but she slipped away to take the field in her Gerbera Tetra mobile suit. The Tetra, which was also spun out of the Gundam development project, was designed as a high-speed assault suit, very similar to what the Zeon had deployed back in the 1-year war, and well in the vein of what mobile suits would be known for in the near future. However, this was a half-finished machine that Anaheim decided not to move forward with by the time of Operation Stardust. The machine fell into the Shima fleet's hands, and she tuned it up and completed it for combat, just in time to take it out against the Dendrobium. It featured built-in machine cannons and beam sabers, as were becoming standard. It also featured a rapid-fire beam machine gun that admirably could punch through anything without an eye field protecting it. However, Shima severely overestimated her own piloting skills when she took it up against the Dendrobium, the high-speed mobile suit ending up skewered and the pilot killed with it. Bask Ohm, the commanding officer of the Solar System 2, was charged with destroying the colony, and his ruthless nature came through. Even after the Noisiel destroyed the command ship, he still ordered the weapon to fire, but without the control ship, the blast did minimal damage. This would be a defining moment in Bask's career, as Operation Stardust would lead to his eventual involvement with the Titans in a scant few years. Gato boarded the colony headed for Earth to adjust its trajectory, but he was surprised by Nina Purpleton and Kouraki both. Oraki had arrived to kill him, but Nina was on board to try and stop him. She and Gato were former lovers before he left her on the moon, and now she helped to drive Ko off after Gato was shot in the gut. He and Gato dueled once more, in spite of being fired upon by Bask in the Solar System 2. The colony was too far gone to avoid hitting the Earth. It impacted with the Midwestern United States, crippling the Federation food supply for several years. After this, Gato ordered the remaining Zeon troopers to make a break for Axis as the Federation began to retaliate for the colony drop. And he proceeded to crash his own mobile suit into a Federation ship, killing him before the mortal wound did. The Zeon were broken, but they had succeeded in their attempt to thumb the eye of the Earth Federation once more. The Federation, for their part, sentenced Kouraki to 1-year hard labor for his involvement in the events. However, soon after, they reinstated his rank and removed his sentence, allowing him to rejoin the Federation and fully bury Operation Stardust. The outcome was clear. The Zeon had proven once more that they were able to muster in force, and they were dangerous. The Federation set about moving forward with their plans to create an independent military and political faction to keep Space Noids on a short leash. To do this, they created the Titans, an aggressive anti-Zeon sympathizer group. They had the legal force to do whatever they pleased, and the Federation began to rely on them to maintain totalitarian control over the space colonies. If you lived in space, to these people, your life was meaningless. As far as mobile weapons were concerned, the Earth Federation began working on updating the Zakuto and GM, to be discussed next episode when we begin our trek through Zeta Gundam. So some of you have noted that I haven't talked about Gundam The Origin, Thunderbolt, or some of these other series that technically fall in the chronological line. Those are pretty recent and still have some heat on them, and I don't really want to get squished for copyright stuff any more than I already risk. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to walk through the series up until Char's counterattack, and then reassess where to take it. See, my classical education with Gundam basically starts with everything made before 2000, and then with the other stuff is new additions and retcons. So that won't get touched on for a good long while, and it should keep me from getting smashed by copyright claims. So basically, if there's a chronological reason for me to get into some of these other shows, I will, but otherwise I'll just tackle them by production history from this point out. Take, for example, 0083, which leads directly into the Rise of the Titans, which is in Zeta Gundam, compared to Gundam The Origin, which heavily overwrites things seen in the original series, or Gundam Thunderbolt, which is just kind of a side story. They're pretty much less important than what 0080 or 0083 was trying to get at. So that's the game plan for here on out, and it may be a few years before I get to them. But thanks for the constant support, guys. Keep watching, keep checking out the Patreon, and we'll see you next episode.